Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nate G. It's October 17th. This is the DPL Open House 1 o'clock lesson on how to scan for TPS trades in Thinkorswim. That's the scanning software that I am using. I do all my charting in TradingView, but I'm going to scan in Thinkorswim, and then I also place trades in Thinkorswim. So, as you can see here on the left-hand side, I have a watch list built that is a TTM 30-minute squeeze. This is scanning the market for 30-minute squeezes, and I will show you how to set that up, and I will actually post that scan in here for those of you who use Thinkorswim. But you can also use other charting, other platforms like FinViz to search for these kinds of trades, right? So the way this is set up is I have these squeeze boxes. It'll show me red or dark red for a 15-minute squeeze, a 30-minute squeeze, a 1-hour squeeze, a 2-hour squeeze, a 4-hour squeeze, and a daily squeeze. So I have this same watch list set up on my master watch list so that I can look down at all the stocks that I typically trade. Workday, Docu, Roku, Shop, Apple, and I can see 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour, and daily squeezes in these red boxes. I can even sort by a 30-minute squeeze and see, okay, there's a 30-minute squeeze on TTD, and I have it hooked up to my charts over here. So every time I click on it, I see a 5-minute, a 30-minute, a 78-minute, and a daily. So it's really helpful when you're looking for specific squeezes. But what I want to do is scan the market for squeezes. And I always want there to be 30-minute squeezes in this 30-minute squeeze scan. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. The Dirty Harry, the Thinkorswim fan-shaped indicator down here is called TTM Squeeze. Also, if you scroll above, I shared this grid with everyone so that they can upload it for themselves. But it's called the TTM Squeeze, and we use it exclusively. Okay. So if I go to my scan settings here in Thinkorswim, and I load up my 30-minute squeeze scan. I have so many of them here. Hold on, this will just take me a second to find. Here we go. I'm looking for 30-minute squeeze with a high ATR. There it is. 30-minute squeeze, ATR weekly. Okay. So you can write this down. I will also share this scan, but if you don't use Thinkorswim, right, you won't be able to use it. But here is the scan that I am currently running. 30-minute squeeze scan. Well, let's put toss so everybody knows. Toss 30-minute squeeze scan. You can load that into you can click on it, open it, save it as a 30-minute TTM squeeze scan. But I'll show you how I've set that up. Okay? I've set that up by I'm looking for stocks, you can see here. Looking for stocks that have a minimum value of $20 and a maximum value of anything. Doesn't matter, right? I have a custom study searching for squeezes, right? I'm searching for squeezes on a 30-minute, you'll see that over here, on a 30-minute chart, and I have turned off extended hours. Okay, so I'm looking for a squeeze on a stock that is over $20. And you'll see up here, I want to make sure that it's an optionable stock so that it has options because I can scan for that. And then I also want to make sure that it has weekly options because those are more liquid. If they just have monthly options, when you do this scan, you'll get names that have option spreads that are 15, that are like $3 or $4. You can't trade that. It's just untradeable, right? And then this is kind of key. These next two are kind of key. I am looking for something. There's near highs, lows. So I'm looking for something that is within 6% of the 75 period high on the daily chart. So I'm looking for something that's within 6% of its 75-day high. Can anyone tell me why I have that on this scan? Why would I want to be within 6% of the 75-day high? Yeah, I want to make sure I'm in a trend. Martin with the 50 DPL bucks. Nice job. I can't make this section bigger. I'm sorry. This is the screen I have. I don't know if you can zoom in, but I'm going to share this scan, or did I already share this? I shared this scan above. Okay, so you can if you have Thinkorswim, you can use this. Right, we're at an up. We want to get it into an uptrend, and then finally the bottom one is I want an ATR, an average true range. This means that the stock will move more than $1.5 per day. And I can set that because my daily setting is over here. So I'm looking for stocks that are larger than a 1.5 ATR, are within 6% of their 75 period high, and in a 30-minute squeeze. And so when I scan, I've made that scan and I've saved it. Thinkorswim goes and checks all the stocks in the stock market that are optionable, that have weekly options, and that fit this criteria. And then it gives me a list of stocks. Now, once I've saved this, see, I've saved it as TTM squeeze ATR weekly. This is constantly changing, right? It's never the same because stocks come in and out of being in squeezes, right? Hang on, I need to manage a trade here real quick. I apologize for the pause. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes you just got to manage it. I'm actually trying to manage my call credit spreads off of the sniper setup on the high today. The high that we put in today. So apologize for that. Let me catch up with chat here. Kristen, yeah, it was a trade that I put on earlier that I mentioned in chat that a sniper trade was setting up on a put style trade. So I used a call credit spread, but up here at the top of the SPX as we started to roll. I put on a call credit spread, which is a bearish trade. You could have done it with puts if you wanted to, but that was the trade. And so right now I'm just trying to manage it and trying to get out of it with profits. William Pete, yeah, I do. If you're playing a 30-minute chart, you want to be my recommendation is 2 weeks or a week and a half. Sometimes they'll resolve themselves in a day, but if you're playing a TTM squeeze, then you want to make sure you're leaving yourself out far enough that the trade can play itself out and you don't get beat up. Okay, so we've run that scan, right? And now I've created a watch list that I'm going to open up. If you go into your watch list pull down, I can create a watch list that basically updates that scan for me. So these are all 30-minute scan, 30-minute squeezes based on this scan that we just ran. So in this setup that I have here, right, now I can just click because I have my 3 set here. It links to these charts here. Now I can just go through and see. Obviously, I'm looking on a 30-minute chart because that's the chart I want to look at. And I just scan through and see what these look like if there's something I'm interested in trading. And what they'll do is they'll hit, once you get used to this, they'll hit you in the face when you have a good one, okay, right? So we're playing fast. This hits me in the face. This is a TPS setup. Oops, sorry, if I've ever seen one, right? And so you just click on it and go, yep, I want to participate in that. Okay, that is a trend. It is the pattern we're looking for. And we're in a squeeze. Yes, please. Thank you very much. I'm already in that, by the way, anyway. So, we're in good shape. That's what we want. So you can just go through these charts. UNH is the first one. I don't like it because of the way it's rolling over right now. So I'm going to move on. Oxy's pretty good, but it's only a 1-dot squeeze. So I'm going to move on. EMR, I don't really love it. So I'm going to move on. Right? And I'm just going down this list. I don't like right now. Crowd doesn't really stand out to me on the 30-minute. It's pretty good. I mean, I played it yesterday, right? A lot of you played it today. What really stands out to me, crowd on the 78-minute is absolutely stunning, right? We have a squeeze with rounding momentum. That's awesome. We're coming into our 21 EMA, which is a great spot to pick it up. Obviously, I'd want to chart this with volume profile, but I like crowd on the 78-minute chart. It's setting up beautifully, right? So I can write that down if I want to. I just get a little piece of paper. If I know I'm scanning, we're going to go CRWD, 78-minute chart. Beautiful, right? So then I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go to the next one in line. EMR, they jump around a little bit. Let's do, oh no, that's not going to work. How did I have that? All right, let's kind of start again. Sorry, COP. That looks pretty good. It's interesting. I'm going to move past it. EOG we already looked at. I mean, EOG looks pretty amazing. I bet it looks great on the daily. On the 1 hour. But there's no squeeze. But I do like the way that chart is setting up, which is interesting. UNH, we already saw that one. That one's rolling over. Clint, yeah, I'm showing Thinkorswim charts. The recording will be posted on YouTube. Oh, apologies. I jumped to the wrong chart there. OP expiration with a 78-minute chart. I don't understand the question. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat here. The pink dotted line is VWAP. Yes, that is correct. So if I'm doing a 78-minute chart and it's Tuesday, I could go out to next week's. I might even go out further than that. When in doubt, go further out. That's the general rule, right? When in doubt, go further out. SRPT, I don't see anything that I like there, right? ANET, nothing there. Lulu looks great. I really like Lulu. I've liked Lulu for a while. I'm going to write that down. Lulu 30-minute. Oxy, OXY. It's only got one dot, so I'm not all that interested in it. We are getting a sniper setup on SPX. If anybody wants to trade that, sorry for jumping all over the place. We're getting a sniper setup here. Let's see, let's get a better sniper here. Right, we got our yellow. We have our MACD cross. This is a 3-minute SPX and SPY chart, and we're getting our cross. So our cross is closing on this candle. So in a minute 40, we should have an SPX sniper trade. These are usually quick hits. I don't have the things pulled up, so I'm not going to take this sniper trade. But I know many of you others in the room take these sniper trades. So I'm just alerting you that it's setting up. Kristen, yeah, you can make a Lulu trade, and I can go over where you might, some ideas on things you could do there. But right now I'm scanning, right? So I'm going to go back to the scans. Oxy was okay, but we're going to leave it. Oxy on the daily is interesting. So I'm going to write OXY daily. Okay, I'm going to look at ZS. I'm not interested in ZS. Costco is a chart that I love. We're going to write Costco on the daily. See, because there's not a lot to do here on this 30-minute, but this daily chart looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's near our moving averages, right? So that's the benefit of a multi-time frame chart analysis, is I can look at these and say, okay, that all looks very interesting. So if I go to my next one, DIA, I don't see anything on there that I like. ELV, I don't see anything that I like. EMR, we've already touched on, don't like it. WMT, Walmart. Walmart's kind of interesting on that 30-minute chart. And I had moved my daily, so my daily on Costco and Oxy are both going to be wrong. I hate it when that happens. Oxy I don't love on the daily. Sorry, that was a 15-minute chart. So we're going to cross that off. And cost we're going to cross off. So right now we have Crowd and Lulu. That was my mistake. I was showing you something on the daily chart and we moved. And I didn't move it back to a daily. EMR I don't love. WMT. WMT on the 30 is interesting, so I'm going to write that down. WSM on the 78 is very interesting. right? And these just kind of hit you in the face. Obviously, we've seen crowd, right? We like crowd on the 78 a lot. ADP, nothing I like there really. CBOE, nothing I like really. Intuit, no. LII, no. MA, not really. Google, let's go to Google. I mean, I love Google. I think there's no squeeze on the 78, but I do like this 30, and I bet there's a hourly squeeze on Google. So I'm just going to write 1 hour, and we'll check it when we go to TradingView. MPC, nothing much, and VRTX. Man, VRTX is strong. Talk about a squeeze that fired long. Holy cow. What a run. Look at that. Boom, off the daily squeeze. But you would have had to wait for so long for that thing to fire. That's interesting. So really this is the grind, right? We go through and we just click through charts and see if it has a setup that we like. Right? And then because I don't chart in Thinkorswim because it's really kind of cumbersome, then I pop open TradingView, and let me get a basic TradingView chart. Here we go. Okay. Here's my basic TradingView chart. And then we're going to go crowd, 78-minute chart. Okay. Then I'm going to zoom in here. This is a gorgeous chart. Do we have a trend? Yes. Do we have a pattern? Yeah, pretty good. Do we have a squeeze? Yes. And these bright yellow dots are a high compression squeeze. So we do have a squeeze. It just looks kind of funny. Okay. So now I can come in here and say, okay, we talked about volume profile, right? Here's our value area low. You know, we can come in here to a value area high. I'm going to make both of those yellow. Right? So if I'm looking for a trade, I'm going to put my point of control there on the highest node. Right? Now, really, I would love to take a trade off of this support level down here at 185.49. So I like crowd on this 78. Now I'd like to see it on a 65. My point of control stays the same. We're below the point of control. Now I want to see it on a 30 and start to see how this thing sets up on, are my levels correct? Right? So here's another level we could take an entry at 186.26. Right? And so if we were coming down into 186.26, I want to know when we hit that level. So I'm going to add an alert on that line. So it's going to beep at me when it crosses that line. That way I know that we're coming into support, because ultimately I want to buy off support, right? And sell into resistance. So what I want this to do is come down into here and work its way up to there. Right? And then to push through. That's what I want to happen. But buying it here below the point of control, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because we're below where these people are. The most people in this section are, if you guys can see that, right? I need to find a better level to take crowd off of, unless I'm planning to short it from here. Does that make sense? So I have an alert here. So if crowd comes down into here or this 185.45, I'll know I have a great spot to make an entry. Right? But I don't want to get in that one right now. So what was the other one we were looking at? Let's go Lulu. We liked Lulu on a 30-minute chart. Okay. Sorry, managing one more thing. We got 10 more minutes of my session here. It's hard to trade and teach at the same time. Sorry. I have a couple things on as we come into the close of the day here. So then we can scan for these, right? We were looking at Lulu, right? Here on Lulu, we have a value area low. Our value area high is easy. It's the high of that section. And then we have our point of control. And so as we get closer, I'm not ready to make an entry on Lulu either. Although as we start to get further in, this is another level here. So we've got our value area high and our value area low, right? This could see this volume profile point of control there. This could be a good spot to take an entry on Lulu, but you're risking down to 412. So 414 to 412, you're almost a $2. That's almost 415, right? So almost a $3 risk for a break of this high, which is $4. A three to four. I'm not sure I like that. Plus, if you see, I have to pull it over here, our ticks were down around 900, negative 900. So that means the market is selling off at the moment. So I think this is probably going to come down into this 412. I'd love to pick it up off that 412 area, right? So I'm going to come in just above it and I'm going to say, put an alert in at that 412 or just above it. And if price comes into that, it's going to send me an alert and I'm going to know it's time to buy some Lulu. Does that make sense? And then I'm risking down below this line on a 30-minute chart. Below 412.21, that's my risk level. Does anybody have any questions on that? Is everything still silent or dead? Or I went quiet for a minute because I was managing a trade. But I don't know if the screen is dead or not. Okay, so now we're back into Thinkorswim. Okay. So we were doing a little testing on, because I want to chart in TradingView. That's why I'm going to bring TradingView up like this, right? I want to chart in TradingView because it's so much easier. But then I want to take my order here. So let's do a pretend order in Lulu, okay? Because I have 6 more minutes before D-Man comes on, okay? Let's say we wanted to make a trade in Lulu. And I think the options in Lulu are not great, right? So hold on just 1 second. What are we below? 370. Man, just all over the place here, trying to get this thing to work. All right. So if I'm going to place an order in Lulu, I'm not going to do this because it's not at a spot that I want. But the way I have these charts set up is they're all hooked together with threes. And then my active trader chart over here is set to something completely different. So I have it on Lulu. I'm going to go over here to trade Lulu on a 30-minute chart. I'm going to go out to next week, right? Let's say I want the at the monies or just out of the monies here at 420. I'm going to right click that. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to pull it over here to my chart. I'm going to paste it in. And now I can see the Lulu chart, but I can trade the options here. Buy and sell on bid and the ask. And here's the spread in Lulu options. Okay, that's how I'm going to do that. Does anybody have any questions there? I've got 3 minutes left. I just wanted to show you how I do those. And then also, if you want to build this squeeze watch list box over here, I can't share it with you. You actually have to build it by hitting the customize button and building it out. Okay. There is a video on my YouTube that shows you how to do that. It takes you step by step. It is lesson number 12. And I will copy that link in here right now if you're a Thinkorswim user. That's how you build those boxes. They're not easy to build. Can I share my red, blue, green SPY and QQQ charts? They should come up they should just come up in the setup. But I'll see if I can get those set up, because what I do is I have this chart, and these are all they kind of show buying and selling pressure in colors, which I'm happy to share with you a little bit later. But these are 1 minute charts. So okay. Why is that link hard to grab? Oh, is that too long? It's just lesson number 12 on my YouTube, which you can get the link for. You can kind of dig around there. You can get the lesson for it there. D-Man, are you in the room? Are you here and ready to rock? Oh, sorry. I forgot I was on that channel. My bad. Paging Mr. D-Man. White courtesy phone, Mr. D-Man. All right. D-Man in the house. I'm glad you're here. Right on time, because now I'm going to go 30 minutes over. We're going to do a lesson on, I don't know, I'm just messing with you. I'm done, and I'm ready to hand it off to you. Guys, this is exactly what we do every day in DPL. And I know tonight at midnight, the intro savings price goes away. So we're all about learning in this room. Our goal is to teach you how to fish and not just give you fish, right? That's how I learned when I found Nate B, and then eventually also found D-Man. That resonated so much with me because I didn't want to just be told, buy this, buy that, sell this, sell that. I wanted to learn how to do this so I could do it when I'm old and I can retire trading in an IRA tax-free. That's what I wanted. And so I studied and I learned and I gravitated towards rooms that were about teaching and people like Nate Bear, and learned how to do this for myself. And I highly recommend the same. I can't recommend Nate Bear's service more. I've been with him for 10 years. So big fan. All right, D-Man, I'm going to hand it off to you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I will see you back on here tomorrow morning. I'm cutting out for the rest of the day because I've made my money for the day. So take care.